Now time to explain to people just what's wrong with me. Alright, having anxiety. Not an attack, anxiety. I wanted to talk about it while I was having it. I've done this before, but if this can help somebody out there, so bear with me. I don't have my headset on. I was gonna get that ready, but it doesn't work. Alright, so the reason why I'm doing this is because there's a lot of reasons why I feel this way. It's, one, I'm waiting to go to the dentist. I got teeth I have to get checked out. Two, I thought maybe, it could be bathroom problems. And the reason why, real quick, like I said, anxiety, doing this live, you can have these feelings right now that I'm having. Alright, like where you feel your heart, your pulse, and it might elevate. I've kind of beat that part a little bit. I've kept my heart rate very low. That's the hardest part. But just because you master one thing or beat one thing, the anxiety is still there. And it won't go away. It won't go away. It's like a fucking curse. So I'm only doing this not to complain. This is just for help. I'm gonna teach you this exercise, why I'm going through it, so you know. In through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Okay. Because this can cause anxiety attacks. I'm only talking to the people out there with the people that actually know what an anxiety attack on a daily basis feels like. It's the worst. It's the worst. I wouldn't give this away. You know what I mean? Yeah, if it makes any sense. Alright, so I'm 39. And I've been dealing with this since I was, I think, 6-7 years old. Sorry about the noise. I have my ear on. It's hot today. So the one thing I'm going to take you guys back because I'm literally going through it. And I might as well tell you why I'm going through it. That way it's legitimate. I always joke about this and I forget to bring up the roots of the real issue, and I've forgotten that. And I just grabbed my phone and I said, let me do it. So I apologize if any of this shit comes off weird, but this is what happens when you're going or feel like you're about to have an anxiety attack. I've dealt with this so many times. I haven't. See, I gotta remember to breathe because, I haven't had an anxiety attack since I was 37. I'll be 40 in October. I have the heart problem. Now, some people have a pulse problem where they gotta feel their wrists. I get it. I understand. People do their neck. Some people feel their chest. Most people do the heart, but I've seen people on the heart, or they feel their pulse, which is, it's so asinine. So, and as I'm sitting here talking about this, before I go back, and you guys got to remember, I'm going through an anxiety, not attack, very high anxiety. It's like that anxiety part that you would have right before that attack. This is the conquering I'm talking about, where you say fuck you for the attack. The anxiety is still tough. It's tough to conquer. It's a pain in the ass. And it's laughable. Alright, so I'm gonna be legit with you guys. So, if you guys don't have anxiety out there and you're not, if you're looking forward to something else and you don't want to hear about this, guess what? You can skip this or whatever, but I suggest you listen, because if you know somebody with it, or you feel any of these symptoms, you could help them and help yourself, because it's very stressful for you, if you don't have it, to have an anxiety attack person with you and you get stressed and you've never had an anxiety attack and now you're feeling it. I would just recommend you listen. And this is very tough for me to do. I've only done this one other time, but I never took it to the extreme where I'm about to. So, at 6 minutes in, I'm going to get back on topic from when I was a kid, going all the way up to right this moment. Hopefully, I can do this within 5 minutes or so. Who cares? Let's go. Alright, so when I was about 6-7 years old, I would, as I'm starting, see what happens? My air's so loud. So when I was a kid, I would say 6-7 years old, I can't remember exactly, I would get pulled out of school, and I would go to the nurse's office because I would feel my chest, and it felt like I had, it felt weird. Now remember, I'm talking as like a 6 or 7 year old. At the time, I'm thinking in my head, it feels like something's jumping or something's weird with my chest or throat. I can't remember every detail, but I can remember a couple times where my mother had to come turn around and pick me right back up because I was in the nurse's office. What is it? The nurse? I don't know. I'm going to try to be very serious here because this is tough. So I'm in the nurse's office. I'm not laughing at any of this. It's so tough to do this, going through it, and I like I said, I'm sorry ahead of time. So I was in the nurse's office, and anyway, that was like one of the first times I remember. It felt so weird. I had heart palpitations. I didn't know this at the time. I didn't even know what the hell they were. I had to wear a heart monitor when I was a kid for I forget how long. Long story on that is I remember the doctor was saying I had a irregular heartbeat and I had ADD or whatever. And that's like, that's amazing. Wow. I have ADD. I'm like 7. Whatever, you know what I mean? Even at 7 or 8, I thought that was weird. Like, a doctor said I had ADD, and I remember, I'm being 100% honest with you guys, even if I drop dead during this be fucking, it'll be entertaining. I was like, that's weird, you know? Like, I don't know. So anyway, that was 8, and then a little older is when I had it more and more and more. I'm not going to get into each detail. I got to remember to breathe too. Remember, in through the nose, out through the mouth. That will help you get through it. I got to do a proper one when I'm not having an anxiety attack, even though this is an attack, but I'm just fending it off. Okay, this is very tough for me to get to. Like, I just want to hit the stop button, throw the phone down, and go back into my shell of just feeling crazy. But I got to do this, not just for me, for everybody else. So as I got older, I had to keep comedy in there somewhere. I had to move. I can't sit still right now. And it's like, what is it? ADD? Is your ADHD? No. It's because this is what happens when you have this fucking chemical imbalance bullshit, alphabet disease crap in your fucking system at every second of the day. And people say, oh, I've had anxiety attacks. No, you haven't. No, you haven't. I've had probably close to... I honestly, I wish I would have counted, but I'm telling you, over 100 to 300 of them. That's what it feels like. That's a lot. I'm just getting really annoyed. Okay, so when I was a little older, parents took me to a shrink, blah, 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 ADD, they wanted to give me a riddle, and I told that story already. But what I didn't tell you is how I dealt with it in my head. In my head, I took the Ritalin one time, and I didn't like the way it made me feel. Now I'm like 12. No, I was like 11, 12 years old. I didn't like the way it made me feel. I did try it, but I never wanted it. That's the God honest truth, or whoever the fuck's up there. We're down. We're over there. I don't really fucking care or believe in that shit. Not our God, at least. I know you feel like you're gonna die, like you have that anxiety so fucking bad, like it doesn't matter what anybody's saying to you in that second, like you just feel like nobody understands what you're going through. Your heart's racing, okay? You are literally feeling like just nobody gets it. And it could be so many different things. It could be your heart racing, your hands are sweaty, they get numb. You feel, now I personally never felt chest pains, which just pisses me off even more, which I'll get into a little bit. But, you just feel like nobody can possibly understand. And now you gotta remember, I grew up before the phones and bullshit and technology were a thing. You know what I mean? Like, growing up in that time, it was just starting. And you can't just grab your phone and look shit up and be like, well, how do you stop this? And how do you, like, everybody is their own doctor today. And that even includes me. I don't look anything on, like, doctors, some things. I honestly just ignore everything. Except, like, the dentist. It took me how long to make an appointment? And then as soon as I made an appointment, getting off subject, another trademark of ADHD and ADD at its fucking core, when you're having anxiety. But I'm doing this in an anxiety environment. So I'm gonna show you, like I said, if some weird funny way I don't die, which I think would be funny in my head. But, if I can get through this, I could show you how I will be at 1,000 million miles an hour, back down to, like, idle and at neutral, wherever the fuck the terminology there is. Okay. Where was I? Honestly lost fucking track. Like I said, the last time I'm saying sorry, but sorry, for getting off track. Okay. 5 minutes, my ass. I'm like 8, 9, yeah. Okay, so I was got a doctor, ADHD. You feel like, so you start feeling like this. Now I remember I went a couple years without feeling like that. You go spurts. If anybody's between the age of fucking remembering, time you can remember up till, I'd say, now. Whoever's listening. If you're going through something like this, you're not alone. And there is ways that you can get help. And it doesn't have to be pill form, or can be. It's up to you. I mean, I personally, this is hard for me to explain. This is going to be on a different thing, but because it's on this topic, I didn't start taking Adderall. Like, you guys know this if you heard my show, until I was 37. It was like, what, 3 years, 2, 3 years ago? Let's just say close to 3, 2.5. Fuck it. We'll call it 2 3/4. Okay. I'm going to get into this, but like I said, I am been going through this anxiety for the last night, and then I calmed myself down with the help of being tired because I worked on the lawn the other day and I did extra work, and I was like, whatever. Oh my God. That way. Is it that way? That's what I was thinking. Maybe I'm tired because I did extra work more than I usually do. But you get what I'm saying. I was just thinking to myself, I'm going to have to edit out some of these quiet parts, but I can't. I can't do it. I have to be legit with you. I'm going to have to stop this because I don't feel like uploading it. But I promise I can start it right back up. So, you feel like... I feel like shit right now. Sometimes it's anxiety is caused by simple things like having to go to the bathroom. But then you also mentally can do it to yourself. And trust me, I do it even though when I know I'm doing it. And I'm like, why am I doing this to myself? I know it's me. You know, there's nothing wrong with me. And it's not like you have to be a hypochondriac. I hate these fucking words, but this is something where you can understand. I was told, hypochondriac. Well, not really. Anyway, I gotta remember to breathe because I feel like I'm about to die. That's what it feels like. I think it would be funny. Do you know, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't forget if I add it in. The other day, 2 weeks ago, I had an anxiety attack. I said it not since 37, but I kinda didn't lie and I did. Let me explain to you. I wasn't getting the anxiety attack. Like, I wasn't getting it, and I didn't understand why I was feeling the way I was feeling. I was like, this is different, this is new, right? Which every person who has anxiety ever will tell you that feeling feels different than the last one. Just about. Not everyone, but just about. And you feel something's wrong. Now, I'm not saying that there is nothing wrong. There could be something wrong. You could be smoking. You could have a tooth problem like me. It could be running through my bloodstream, causing me to have the anxiety. Maybe my body's like, yo, dude, do fucking something. My brain's like fucking all fucked up trying to keep things in order. I'm getting way off point. I'm going to have to edit this to actually fit it. But, I don't know how to explain it in order, especially when I'm going through it. So I just figured, fuck it, this is experimental. I've done it before, but not like in depth. Into this realm of weirdness, I'm going to go. I'm trying to remember what I was talking about in order. So I talked about how how you feel. Oh, that feeling fucking sucks. I just had it when I had that little pause. I was starting to get it. And I was like, you motherfucker. That's what it feels like to have the anxiety. That bottomless feeling of like death or something. Something is happening. And it's like, I haven't felt that in so long. And that's what I was trying to say about a couple weeks ago. That I think I forced myself to have like a mini anxiety attack for like, I think it was like maybe 20 seconds. And I just started laughing and crying, I think, at the same time. I fucking hate this. This is what I don't understand about life. Now, real quick before I forget, while this is, one of the things passing through my head at this moment, that as I'm having this, I'm also feeling bad. Not for myself, but feeling like an asshole that there's kids that are dying in hospitals pointlessly from diseases unknown or whatever effects, cancer, whatever. And I'm over here bitching about an anxiety thing. And I know it's totally unrelated, but that's like, that's also adds into the anxiety that you're having. It's like, why am I bitching? I have a roof over my head. I have food. You know what I mean? Like, what am I bitching about? Why am I having an anxiety attack? That's one of the reasons why I started not having anxiety attacks anymore. Like the attack. Anxiety is totally different from an anxiety attack. Just want to make sure we get that down. Panic attack is different from an anxiety attack. I'll get to that later. I'm running 20 minutes. I'm going to stop it. I'm going to start this right back up. Here we go. We'll be right back. Alright, it's been literally 4 seconds. I have to wait I put it on timer 3 seconds, so. I literally just forgot what the fuck I was talking about. So anyway, the panic attack, anxiety attack, all that's the same but different, I mean. And what the fuck was I saying? Why, and I'm talking about all of us out there who feel it. Why do we feel that? I'm not saying everybody does. Like, everybody has a different anxiety, panic attack, whatever. I'm just gonna call it attack. Anxiety will be anxiety, attack and attack. You guys know what I'm talking about. I know it sounds like that I'm like I'm speeding like with cocaine, and it's nothing like that. It's not the Adderall. It's not. People think it is. It's not. And I'm like, don't you remember how I was before Adderall? I was pretty fucking bad. I didn't get up to I was so bad. Like, I didn't want to go outside. I was like, it's not because of, the germs or anything. I just didn't even want to walk because I was thinking I just don't feel like being embarrassed having an anxiety attack outside. Just to walk up to the store was it was a 2-year rut, or maybe almost, about 2 years, I think. Yeah, it was a year or two. I just got in this rut. And you gotta remember, and I'm speaking as the inner child in me, 7 years old, all the way up until I was 34? And then I finally went into that rut. I mean, come on, it's a long fucking time to be dealing with this. And I didn't know at the time, but I'm like, this is fucking mental. Like, it's a mental thing. And, this is not even talking about all the shit life throws at you. I'm just keeping that's just on the side. This is just all anxiety fucking driven right now. Then you got life problems, which I'm not getting into. I'm just saying, you got all that baggage of bullshit. And then your daily whatever routine. You gotta do work, job, this, that, take care of somebody, do whatever it is you gotta do. I'm gonna give you some advice I wish I would've gave my fucking younger self. And I'm giving, and I'm working on giving it, or making it better for myself. First, with the anxiety attack. I got actually a couple of them here for you. For the younger people out there, or even if you're older and you're getting them. I'm not saying try any drugs. because I'm going to make sure I put that in the beginning. I am not a doctor. I am telling you from pure experience. And I've looked up ADD, ADHD. I've looked it all up. Doctors do not know. So, who's going to be better at telling you something? A doctor who just says chemical imbalance, ADD, blah, blah, blah. If everything's okay with your health, that is. And, because I don't want to sit in and tell anybody to take anything if they have health problems and be like, well, it won't hurt. Well, no, if you should check with your doctor. Make sure you check with your doctor. I am not qualified with the paperwork. I'm only qualified in experience and having them. Sorry I'm getting off topic. I'm going to have to rearrange this to, keep it semi-fucking short. Now, the anxiety is not 100% gone. It won't be gone. It won't ever be gone 100%, but... So, the advice, real quick, before I forget. Fucking list this out, I'm so bad. This is why I wanted to do it raw, so you guys can see usually I wouldn't even be talking. I'd be in my own head. So I figured, fuck it, let me do it live. Alright. The advice is, if you feel your heart or something, or your pulse, or your neck, some people, I have a chain. Sometimes I do this with the chain, it's better than feeling your pulse, because what you're doing is you're just feeling your own pulse with your fingertips. And if you really think about it, and I already know you know this, and you might feel like an asshole because you know this, and if you don't, then maybe this will help you. Stop doing it. It's not that easy to stop, is it? And you know why? Because I'm still working on it. But this is what I'm trying to tell you. I'm sorry I was getting off there, but what I was trying to tell you about when I'm not a doctor is when I started doing Adderall again. I noticed a decline in my anxiety and my execution of wanting to execute anything, like a plan, something. You know what I mean? Like to do something, to be more than in a rut. And I did. But guess what? That shit wears off pretty fucking quick. It only lasts a couple months. I'd say 6 months. And then your rate, you would have to take higher dosage, which I don't do. I did experiment and I put it on YouTube, but it's private. You can't see it. I have not released it. And I won't release it because I'm like, it's not, it was for me. It was a self-experiment for me. And it's funny, but maybe I'll release it. I don't know. Getting off the subject there. There's a lot of tricks and shit people will tell you. Fuck that. You gotta find what works for you, okay? But as far as not taking any pills, this is what you could do. And I know it's so fucking tough, especially in that moment when you are having the anxiety attack. You just don't want to. You might want somebody around you. You might want somebody not. You might want to be alone. Everybody's different. Everybody gets them differently. More people get them frequently. I was frequent. I would get them all the time. I mean, sometimes it would creep up on you and you could feel it come in 10 minutes. Sometimes it'll hit you like that. Maybe you're playing a video game. Maybe I'll tell you 2 times it hit me. I was playing a video game, obviously. Playing with buddies online, and it was getting competitive, like down to the last period or whatever it was. I was playing sports game, and I got so anxious and anxiety just hit me. I had the attack. Boom. Turned the game off and everything. Fucked them over. I couldn't deal with it. And I can't sit there and say, hey guys, I gotta go, I'm having an anxiety attack. Like, it sounds so fucking stupid, right? It sounds like you're crazy. Which you get labeled in this fucking world. So, you don't want more labels out there. That's why I hate the labels with that's why I just call it the alphabet disease. That's a label in itself, but it's funny, and it's mine. Next is, you could be, I was in the Blockbuster video. Now, for the younger kids out there, Blockbuster was a place you go to rent movies. Yeah, you had to walk to a store to get your movies. Let me repeat that. You had to walk or drive. You had to leave the house to watch a movie. And then guess what? When you were done, you had to return it. Oh my God. We are so fucking droned up, pampered, and fucking disgusting as a human species, and how much we are just slaves to the system. And that is another thing that is just, it's like the evolution of humans is just, let's be fucking robots. Matter of fact, let's make robots so they can do the shit we don't want to do. What are we doing? This actually helps me take my anxiety away. Talking. But not just talking. Talking about specific things that bother the fuck out of me. Which probably subconsciously, which I don't know. I'm not a subconscious person. I don't know how all that works yet, but, do I? Maybe I do. If I said I did, you'd be like, this guy's full of shit, because you wouldn't believe it. But anyway, subconsciously, honestly, all bullshit aside, maybe I'm just so stressed about that it causes anxiety. Or it could be the fact that I smoke. Okay? I don't exercise because that's what you're supposed to do, right? Nobody has to exercise. Nobody. I mean, don't get me wrong. You should get out and walk. I love to walk. I think that's great. Burning calories, whatever the fuck you want to call it. You know, you got that little Google thing that tracks your every movement, tells you every step. So if you committed a crime and you had your phone on you, you're fucked. You know. Now we're getting into our comedy portion of the anxiety attack. Alright, so next we're gonna go into moods. I gotta write this down, and next time I do this, I can knock it out within like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like moods. You can be happy, sad, mad. I've had them all. Simultaneously at times, where you feel you want to cry, you want to fucking punch the ground, you want to laugh because it's so stupid, it's so asinine, so backwards. It might be ruining your relationship, it might be ruining your life and what you have to do in life. And I honestly today did not expect to wake up and say, oh, I'm gonna have anxiety to do a fucking thing and put it on a show. No. Did not expect that. But, listen. This is not just for people with anxiety. Hold on. My heart just stopped. Never mind. Came back. Thought I lost you there. Or you lost me. So anyway, that's an old one. I say it all the time. I don't say it out loud and just scare people. It was The Simpsons. Uh-oh, my heart just stopped. There it goes again. And he's drinking all the beer. Anyway, the people who do not have anxiety like that, or do not experience, maybe they have mild, maybe they don't. Maybe you feel like a nut. Maybe you don't. I don't know. If you don't have it, go fuck yourself. You're living a normal life. Bye. No, I'm just kidding. You might understand a little better if you know somebody who's going through it. And if you ever have one in the future, like a lot of people, it's not funny, and I'm not laughing at the anxiety. I laugh at the people who have it like once or twice in their life, and they think it's a heart attack. And it's like, yeah, now imagine that every day, just about. That's how we feel. And I'm talking about the more severe cases. It sucks. It fucking sucks. But you know, honestly, this is one of the things I forgot to slip in there. I'm gonna have to go back and listen to all this and see where I fucked up on. It's gonna take me forever. But, when you keep busy, video games helped me for when I was younger, like in my early 30s, and then it started to wear off. It still does once in a while, but I don't play video games as much as I used to. Like, I honestly can't stand playing video games. And just today, I wanted to see how long I can go without a cigarette, and I think it's been like, well, I lit one, I don't know, 2 hours? I have no idea. And I have to cut back on my cigarettes. I was smoking cigars, I thought that would help, but I'm quitting when I hit 40 anyway. I won't smoke another cigarette. No, that's cigarette. And of course I'm gonna go to the dentist, which is in October, right before my birthday. Which sucks, because it was supposed to be on September, so that's running in my mind too. Getting back on the anxiety part, and the cigarette part, is that I'm like, oh my god, I haven't been to the dentist. I need my teeth. Like, I need one pulled, one or two, or probably my wisdom teeth in the back, and cavities. So it's going to be more than one time. Oh, so while that's going on, I'm thinking, oh, maybe I could be, I don't know, having hold on. As I gotta light my cigarette as I'm having an anxiety attack. This world is fucking weird. People are weird. I'm stupid. This makes no sense. But all that being said and being true, and I'm smoking, talking to you about anxiety and heart things, that I haven't gone to the dentist like 2 years, 3 years, I don't know, honestly. That they could be infected and it could be in my bloodstream, and that's a serious thing. But I'm like, I don't, whatever. That's my attitude towards it. Whatever. I took an ibuprofen. I took a Tylenol. I'm good. And I know I come off like, oh, I take this. I don't. I take Adderall in the day. I take about, to be honest, it was 10 milligrams and now it's like 20. And people who take it are probably like, who take it regularly from a doctor, who are prescribed, are probably like, dude, that's nothing. And I'm like, I know, but I didn't want to build my tolerance up, and that's why I'm better than you are. Just kidding. Anyway, no, I'm not. But, you gotta be an asshole too. You gotta give some of this back, because if you don't, you're gonna fucking collapse into madness. I think I'm there. What was the other thing? Yeah, so the dentist, and then smoking, and then anxiety, and then when I'm done this, I'll go right back on the anxiety. But the attacks, the mood swings, years and years. It's been how many years? 30? Jesus Christ, I'm gonna say this number out loud. 33 years of dealing with this. 30 fucking 3 years. The only person it ran in my family was with my grandmother on my mother's side, and she got them, but not all, like, she got them. She told me she got it in a movie theater. I'm like, hey, so did I. And I said, where else did you get it? I think she told me the boardwalk. I'm like, so did I. Like, when you start comparing places where you got anxiety attacks, that's bad. Well, I'm going to thank myself. I'm going to thank you. This episode is not done. I had an episode ready to go, but I had to change the episode title. It was The Old Me. That was my episode, The Old Me, and I changed it to a raplet and beat down because my mic wouldn't work. I was having mic problems again. That's why I'm talking to you, and I don't have the air in the background because it's hot today for some reason. Fucking weather. The weather guy lied to me. I don't watch the news. It's another thing that's anxiety driven. Gotta relight it. If you're going through it and you feel like nobody else, and you heard all this and you feel like nobody else understands you, well, you can't say that anymore. Because I am living, unfortunately, proof that I have lived through so many fucking anxiety attacks that if you didn't hear this before, I once was at the hospital for it, which was probably my 25th or 30th time. And I remember seeing, which that's another thing. When I don't like people around me, it's like one person's comforting, that's fine. But it's when the ambulance came and I had to go out, I felt bad that they were there while I'm having the attack. Not anxiety, the anxiety attack. So, the attack is happening. I'm getting more, and they're like, you gotta calm down. I'm like, yeah, I'm trying it. I'm like freaking out in my head thinking, oh my God, I'm taking an ambulance. How much is this going to cost? What the fuck is wrong with me? Why am I thinking about this shit? And this is what it feels like in your head. I'm going to try to, I don't want to go too fucking fast or too loud, but it's like, all right, they're all staring at me. They're staring at me. Is there a problem? What's going on? What the fuck's going on? What's my heart? What's my heart rate? I look over. It's like 120, then 140, 160. I'll never forget that. All these nurses and doctors ready, like, I'm in the bed like, wait, am I dying? Am I not dying? Are you gonna let me know? You're just gonna stare at me and we're like, oh, you're fine. And I can't see their faces because they were wearing masks, because this is before COVID. And so you can't really see all their expressions. So all I have is their fucking, they must get trained in school not to move that much. So I have to look at their eyes, and that's another thing you pick up. There's little things that you pick up having ADHD and ADD. And I'm trying to go fast to explain to you how this feels. So then you're like, da-da-da-da-da-da, in your head, it's like, phew. And then you're looking around, and I'm like, there's like 8 doctors and nurses or whatever the fuck, and you're like, look, what's going on? And I remember it was the longest anxiety attack I've ever had. The longest anxiety attack before that was maybe 10, 20 minutes. And then I think that one lasted like an hour. And I remember after they left and they gave me a shot of something. I don't know what it was, but it started relaxing me right away. Like, not tired, just calm me down. And then, which I left this part out, is when you have a true anxiety attack, you feel drained. I don't know what the side effect of that is. It's like you feel like you just worked for 12 hours straight. And that's the part that sucks. I really do like to work. I like and I get sad talking about this. Now, most of you guys out there will be like, well, at least you get paid, your government's taking care of you and all that. No, and no. Sadly, I have yet to do that. Besides food stamps, which I did not sign myself up for. My mother did a while back, and I said, fuck it, whatever. I don't want to take from the government. And just because I don't want to be, I hate being one of those fucking people that sit there and be like, I hate the world and the way it is, but oh yeah, I'll take the money. Like, fuck you. And you know, if you're doing it, you know what I mean. I'm not saying like, fuck you. I'm like, dude, whatever gets you through. You might have 2 kids, 3, you might have kids you gotta care about and all that. I understand. I'm not saying like you're doing something wrong. In my opinion, just like an asshole, everybody has one, right? It's like you say all this and then, example, I take care of my parents. I don't get paid for it. They get their SSI or Social Security income, and I just get whatever I need. You know, literally, just like cigarettes. The food's taken care of, but you know, shampoo, whatever. I've literally bought. This is my luxury life: a TV, an Xbox, and I just bought a new chair, like a gaming chair, but it's not really the kind of gaming chair you're thinking where it has speakers. It's just a regular, like, you know, desk chair, but it's just nicer because the other one I had was ancient. My uncle had it. And, it was comfortable for like a little bit, and then the seating, it felt like you were sitting on cement. As I'm sitting here, like, holding my chest. It's such a trigger thing, too. Like, I hold my chest, and I don't mean to do it, and then I realize when I'm doing it, I can actually think clearer. So it's like a curse and a gift with this fucking anxiety shit. ADHD and ADD. One last thought before I let you go, because I got a lot to catch up on here. Ask yourself this, or ask if you know somebody with ADHD, especially ADHD. Anybody with ADD, ADHD. I'm not saying this is 100% a fact. I'm going to say 90%. Somebody with ADHD has way more empathy than somebody without it. Like somebody without who has the attacks, because they take that value that they feel for others, and they literally are an empath. I didn't know about this shit until I was older. And don't twist my words and sit there and say, even me, I gotta say it to myself, like, oh, what does that mean? Like, you're fucking better? No, it doesn't mean anything better or special or anything. You just get, I say it's a gift and it's a curse all the time, because I can read people very easily. It's like fucking second nature, you know, especially if I'm paying attention. And, fuck. And, it's just body language. It's even the way somebody walks, their eyes. There's like, I didn't even sit down and play poker because, first of all, it would have probably caused me so much anxiety. But that's for a different time. I'm just trying to tell you, look, I literally had anxiety. The attack wanted to come, and I sat here through over 40 to almost an hour of talking, and probably all over the place because this was not planned. And I'm telling you, look, I didn't have the attack. I had to take myself to that place where I almost felt it. And a lot of people that have it on a daily basis, it's probably because of your eating habits, your diets, whatever. Like, stick with your salad, stick with something, you know, like that. Water, not fucking Pepsi. Stop drinking that shit. I literally did not drink Pepsi for the longest time, and every once in a while I have a cup, like a cup of Pepsi. it's because I used to drink a lot of coffee. You guys listen to my past shows. I would always tell, I'm having coffee in the morning, coffee like at least 2 to 3 cups a day. Now I have the cup in the morning, and then I get maybe a cup of soda once in a while, not every night. And that's it for right now. If I think of anything else, like I know none of this is in order, I'll fix it so it's in order, but I want to keep it legit too, if that makes any sense. And I'm just going to give you today's date just in case. It is Monday. I kind of forgot. Monday, September 19th, 2:22 p.m. If you've listened this far, I hope you understand where I'm coming from. My anxiety part is not gone, but it's way better than it was. And if I can do it, you can do it. And if you're not the person who has one and you just listen to hear how it might feel or how it sounded at the time, now you get a little bit more of me. You know, I do say come grow with me on the show, and I mean it. Alright, well, that's almost 30 minutes coming up here on this second part. Take care of yourselves and one another. If I have anything else, I'll add it in. So, once again, take care of yourselves and one another. It's been my pleasure sharing my anxiety, misery, and life's hell, and I still have a lot more to tell, and that will be on the next part coming up when I am more focused and narrow. Peace out. Be safe. What's up, guys? This is Jimmy James. Just one more thing. If you listen to me on this, Spotify, Anchor, any platform you're on right now, you can also follow me on YouTube, Twitter, whatever, Facebook. Like I said, you could do it all. You can go on there, you can like me, you can hate me, you can dislike, approve, unapprove, whatever you think I need to do to approve. Or to get your approval. That's all I'm looking for. That's all I care for. I just care for your approval. But for now, this is me just saying goodbye.
Bye, world.
Okay, Jim, I'll see you around. Where you going? Oh, no. Oh, that's not what I thought he meant by that at all.
Goodbye, everybody.